Hello, students. This is Dr. Samrat Bharadwaj, and I shall be your presenter for the first module, consumer behavior. So, as the name suggests, this module, will be an introduction to consumer behavior where we shall be studying about various concepts like what consumer behavior is all about, why is it important, what are the factors that influences consumer behavior, what is buying behavior, what are the different factors, and a lot more things. So, without taking much of a time, let us straight away dive into the first portion, consumer behavior. So, as we start from the basics, let us first understand what consumer behavior means. Well, consumer behavior is about understanding how and why people make buying decisions. It is a study about individuals, about groups, and different organizations regarding how they select or purchase, use goods and services, what are the ideas, perceptions about the products and services, what are the experiences, and how they implement the experiences to repurchase the products and services in order to satisfy their needs and wants. In very simple terms, if I have to say, consumer behavior is about what we purchase and why we purchase. So, consumer behavior is the process of understanding, analyzing, and predicting how individuals or groups of people make choices regarding products and services they purchase, as well as the factors that influences their decision-making process. So, let us take an example and let us understand. Imagine a consumer who prefers buying organic food products because he believes it is healthier and more environmental friendly. So his motivation to make choices aligns with the belief about health and sustainability as a psychological factor that is influencing his consumer behavior. Similarly, let us take another example. Well, in certain cultures, there might be a strong emphasis on giving gifts during festive seasons. So the cultural norm influences consumers to buy gifts for their friends and family, even if they might not have considered it otherwise. So this is a social factor that is influencing the behavior of the particular consumer. So in this way, we can list an n number of resources, n number of examples for consumer behavior. And to make this simple, I have attached a note uh, along with these videos where you can find around 7 8 examples from different perspectives in context to consumer behavior. Now let us understand that whether consumer behavior is at all a significant concept or not. And if it is a significant concept, then what are the significances of consumer behavior? Well, as you can see, the importance of consumer behavior can broadly be classified into four quadrants. And the first quadrant says that understanding consumer behavior helps businesses. Well, consumer behavior insights can provide a deep understanding of consumer preferences, their needs and desires, and help businesses align their offerings with the market demand. Businesses that understand consumer behavior can develop unique products and services that stand out in the market and cater to specific consumer segments. It would also uh, help in innovation of different products and services by understanding the needs and wants of consumers, which should in turn help in mitigation of risk because the marketeers can avoid manufacturing those things which are not wanted by consumers and can focus on producing those products and services which are actually needed by the customers. On the second quadrant, it says that understanding consumer behavior would help in creating products that people want. Well, consumer behavior analysis helps identify gaps in the market and uncover areas where demand exists currently not. Businesses can develop products that align with consumer preferences, features, and benefits that are valued by the target audience. Understanding consumer behavior can also enable businesses to offer personalized and customized products catering to individual needs and preferences. So, thirdly, if you move towards the next quadrant, it says understanding consumer behavior will help in developing effective marketing strategies. Well, consumer behavior insights can allow businesses to segment the market based on the demographics, psychographics, behavioral patterns, and this would help in targeting specific groups with tailored marketing messages. It can also help in gathering information, influences uh, about how to advertise and promote their products. For instance, whether online advertising will be more effective to attract a certain target group of consumers, or whether advertisements through traditional print media would be better to attract the particular group of customers. So, with consumer behavior, marketing strategies can be developed in order to attract the largest basket of consumers for that particular segment. And the fourth quadrant finally it says that it will aid towards building relationships with customers. Well, you need to understand this that consumer behavior fosters a customer centric approach focusing on delivering value and solutions that addresses consumers' pain points. By catering to consumer preferences, businesses can provide products and services that lead to higher levels of customer satisfaction and loyalty. It would also help in getting feedbacks from consumers, analysis of which would help businesses to refine their products and improve their services and adapt strategies to meet the consumer needs, which would in turn help in developing loyal consumers. So broadly, we have found out that there's a wide gamut of importances for consumer behavior, thereby making it a very significant aspect in the field of marketing, which no marketer can ever afford ignore if they want to grow in their relative field of competence. Now, let us understand that what are the factors that actually influence consumer behavior? Broadly, if we have to see, there are five broad factors which influences consumer behavior: cultural factors, social factors, personal factors, psychological factors, and situational factors. Let us go step by step. When we say cultural factors, it can broadly be classified into culture, subculture, and social mix. Culture means the cultural norms, values, beliefs, and customs that have a significant impact on consumer behavior. Different cultures obviously have varying attitudes towards different products, consumption patterns, and preferences. Subcultures are small categories within larger cultures based on factors like their ethnicity, their religion, their nationality, uh, religious identity, and all these factors can also influence consumer behavior. And lastly, social class can influence what products customers can buy, where they shop, and how they perceive brands. Secondly, when we move to social factors, it has been broadly classified into reference groups, social rules, and norms. Now, reference group refers to families, friends, colleagues, and opinion leaders who influences consumer behavior by providing advice and opinions and approvals. And these reference groups happen to be a very significant criteria for influencing consumer behavior in every society. When you move towards social rules, we need to understand this that every person, irrespective of their age or gender, they play a certain social role in the society. Maybe a parent, maybe a student, maybe a professional, and their social rules determines their buying decisions. For example, a parent may prioritize different products as in comparison to a college student. And thirdly, when you talk about social norms, societal expectations and norms dictate acceptable behavior and consumption patterns. Consumers often adhere to these norms to their choices because the society demands them to behave in a specific way. They are left bound to behave in that certain way in which the society wants them to behave. Third broad factor is personal factors, which includes age, occupation, income, lifestyle, personality. Well, we need to understand this that different life stages like childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and retirement leads to changing needs and consumption behaviors. Your occupation and income levels also impact the purchasing power and choices. Professionals may prioritize different products compared to blue collar workers, and lifestyle also is directly related to the income category of a particular person. Your lifestyle would definitely influence you to act in a certain way and purchase things should suit the status you have in your society. Lastly, when you talk about personality, it is about the self concept. Consumers with certain personality traits may gravitate towards specific products that align with their self concept and image. In order to maintain their personality, people would prefer purchasing certain products which would suit their behavior, suit their self image, would suit their personality. Next comes the psychological factors, which involves uh, subsections like motivation, perception, attitude, and beliefs. Consumers' needs and motivations drive their behavior. In the classic example of the Maslow's need hierarchy theory, for instance, explains how consumer prioritize needs like safety, security, belongingness, self-esteem, self-actualization. On the contrary, when you talk about perception, it is how consumers perceive and interpret information affecting their decision making. Perception is influenced by selective attention, interpretation, and retention of information. And lastly, when you talk about attitude and beliefs, it is consumers' attitudes towards products, brands, and advertising that shapes their preferences and willingness to buy. If a customer is has a strong belief or have a very positive attitude towards a particular product or particular service because of the various advertisements that has been given in the given in the uh, various modes of communication, or if the quality of the product is superior enough that it suit the interests of the consumer, then definitely that person would have a positive inclination towards purchasing that product or service. Next, when we talk about the situational factors, then we need to understand this that the reason for purchase of any product is directly influenced by the context of purchase. The time constraints, there may be physical environmental constraints that impact the consumer choices as well. Convenience and location of products or the services may also matter. Urgency of the situation can also be a factor in context to making purchase decisions. So there is a wide gamut of factors that influences purchase behavior, or we can say consumption behavior. Going forward, let us understand the consumer behavior as a marketing discipline. But businesses and marketers use insights from consumer behavior research to design marketing strategies that align with consumer preferences, motivations, and behaviors, ultimately driving successful outcomes in the market. Consumer behavior is a crucial field within driving successful outcomes in the marketplace. It focuses on understanding how individuals, groups, and organizations make decisions about purchasing, using, and disposing of products and services, ideas, or experiences. This understanding is essential for businesses to develop effective marketing strategies and tailor their offerings to meet consumer needs and preferences. As you can see in the slide, there are 8 broad segments to understand consumer behavior as a marketing discipline. The first one talks about understanding the decision making process. Consumer behavior delves into the cognitive, emotional, and behavioral processes that influences purchasing decisions. Marketers strive to comprehend how consumers gather information, evaluate alternatives, and ultimately choose products and services. Secondly, factors influencing consumer behavior can be psychological factors, social factors, and situational factors, which are already been discussed in our previous slide. So, without repeating the same things again, I'd like to move to the third point, which talks about segmentation and targeting. Effective marketing involves identifying specific segments of the population that are likely to be interested in a product or service. Consumer behavior research helps marketers create segments based on demographic, psychographic, behavioral characteristics, allowing them to tailor their marketing efforts to resonate with each segment. Fourthly, consumer research methods. Well, marketers use various research methods to gather insights into consumer behavior. These methods may include surveys, interviews, observational studies, data analysis, focus groups, etc. By analyzing consumer preferences, behaviors, trends, business can refine their marketing strategies. Fifthly, brand loyalty and relationship building. Well, understanding consumer behavior enables businesses to build strong relationships with customers. By identifying what drives brand loyalty and repeat purchases, Marketers can develop loyalty programs and personalized marketing campaigns that cater to consumer preferences. Sixthly, product design and innovation. Well, consumer behavior insights can guide product development innovation. Businesses can identify the unmet needs and design products that addresses them, leading to a competitive advantage in the market. Seventh, marketing communication and messaging. Knowing how consumers perceive and process information helps marketers craft effective advertising and messaging strategies. By understanding consumer attitudes and preferences, marketers can create messages that resonate and drive action. And lastly, there are ethical considerations. Consumer behavior research also involves studying ethical implications on marketing practices. Understanding how consumers respond to ethical considerations can guide businesses to develop responsible and transparent marketing strategies. Thus, from this entire discussion, we can conclude that consumer behavior is a very, very crucial aspect of marketing. Marketing, the discipline of marketing, is never, ever, ever, ever complete without taking consumer behavior as one of its integral components. When we talk about consumer behavior, the next aspect that we need to focus upon is the consumer decision making process. Now, what is consumer decision making process? Consumer decision making process refers to the process through which a consumer actually makes a decision. Well, this has been classified broadly into five categories, and these are steps. So, the very first phase, we need to identify what the problem is. We need to identify the problem that we are trying to address as a consumer. We need to identify what our need is, what our want is. For example, I thought that suppose my mobile phone handset broke, malfunction, and now I am facing a problem that I do not have a mobile phone with me. So I have identified a problem, and now I need to address this problem that I need to purchase a new mobile handset. So this is the very first phase. I've identified what I want, what I need. I need a mobile phone. Second phase is information search. Now I'll be searching for information. I'll be searching that what are the different models of mobile phones that are available in the market. I'll be looking for options. I'll do Google hunting. I will, ask for reference group advisors. I will go to different shops. I'll watch YouTube and other available sources through which I'll be looking for options regarding available mobile phone handsets within my budget. Now, when the second phase is complete, we'll move towards the third phase, that is evaluation of alternatives. Now, out of all the sources, all the options that I found on, I will evaluate these options. I will check what are the pros and what are the cons for every piece of handset that I have shortlisted. And from that, I will finally shortlist the entire, list of options to one particular handset, which I think would be good for me, which will lead me towards the fourth step, that is purchase decision. Now I will purchase that particular handset, mobile handset that I have chosen to be the best one for me. Once the purchase is being done, I will use the product for some time, and eventually I would either be satisfied with the product or I'll be dissatisfied with the product. This satisfaction or dissatisfaction of the product arose once I used the product for some time. This is post-purchase behavior, the behavior of the consumer after making the purchase decision. So this is the entire process through which a consumer can make a decision. Now we have to understand that what are the different kinds of buying behaviors. Well, buying behaviors are broadly classified into four categories: habitual buying behavior, complex buying behavior, variety seeking buying behavior, and dissonance reducing buying behavior. So, when we say habitual purchase behavior, in this type of behavior, consumers make routine and low involvement purchases without much thought consideration. These purchases usually involve products that are inexpensive and frequently used. Uh, for example, grocery items or everyday items like toothpaste, soaps, packaged snacks, etc. The second category is complex buying behavior. In complex buying behavior, High involvement purchases that require significant research, evaluation, and decision making takes place. Consumers have to invest time and effort in gathering information, comparing alternatives, and considering various factors before making a purchase. This type of behavior is common for expensive and infrequently purchased items like cars, homes, mobile phones, electronics, etc. The third category is variety seeking behavior. Consumers with variety seeking behavior open to trying different brands or products within a category. They enjoy novelty and change and are willing to switch brands to experience new options. This behavior is often seen with products that are low cost and frequently consumed, like snacks or beverages. Marketing strategies for variety seeking behavior often focus on product differentiation and unique items. The last is dissonance reducing buying behavior. Well, dissonance refers to the feeling of post purchase anxiety or doubt that can arise after making a significant purchase decision. Consumers with dissonance reducing behavior seeks to minimize this feeling by seeking reassurance and affirmation that they made the right choice. They may actively seek positive information about their chosen product and alleviate their doubts. High involvement products with multiple comparable alternatives, such as expensive appliances and electronics, often leads to dissonance reducing behavior. So these are the different kinds of buying behavior. Means these are the different types of purchase behaviors of human beings. People prefer buying products and services based on these four broad categories of behavior. So here are a list of five exemplary fantastic books that can be followed to understand the basics of consumer behavior. And with this, we finally come towards the end of the first module. I think this was a very thought-provoking session for you, and I wish that I would see you soon in the next module very soon. By the way, I've attached some notes along with this particular module, which would describe all the slides that we have discussed in much more detail and grandeur, of course, and would help you understand the concept of consumer behavior in much more detail. Hasta la vista. See you in the next session. Thank you.